So about a week ago, I assembled this Hawk 250. I did an initial review and I have a follow-up review to do a little bit later on in the video. The main thing I want to focus on in this video is how to title these bikes. So everything I'm going to discuss regarding titling is all going to apply to Pennsylvania state law. I live in Pennsylvania and I had to go through the Pennsylvania process. So obviously your state might be a little bit different, but I think with all the government regulation, I'm pretty sure a lot of it's going to be the same, and I'm sure some of you are probably going to have more hiccups than me if you end up buying one of these trying to get it titled. So in order to get a plate in Pennsylvania, you have to have insurance on the vehicle, and that includes motorcycles. So I walked into the notary thinking, hey, these people figure all this stuff out, no big deal. And of course, I started sweating bullets when the notary is like, where's your insurance card for the motorcycle? Your car insurance doesn't apply to the motorcycle. So of course this bike says Hawk 250 all over it. And of course that's just so people like me can pronounce the name. But this bike is actually a Chongqing Liang Jiao. So the simplest thing that I found to do is take a picture of the VIN number and just type the VIN number into the computer of whatever website you're buying your insurance. So as soon as I went and just typed in the VIN number instead of trying to type in the name and everything else on the website, everything just somehow came up and I was able to hurry and buy insurance in just a few minutes sitting right in the notary office. So even though the bike gets shipped right to your door, the paperwork on the bike will arrive in the mail. So what you should receive is a manufacturer certificate of origin, not a title. So what you're doing at the notary is applying for a title. So this is another thing that you'll bring to the notary along with your bill of sale. So at this point, all you've done is buy a motorcycle from a manufacturer. Nothing's registered, nothing's titled, nothing. Regarding the bill of sale that you're gonna get, it's gonna be super important that you take that into the notary because that's gonna be proof that you pay taxes on the bike. So of course, I don't like paying taxes. I don't know anybody who does, and I certainly don't wanna pay them twice. So with that bill of sale, it's gonna show that you've already paid the sales tax on the bike. So me being the pioneer that I am, I was the first one to title a bike through this particular notary. So when she went to look up the information on the state website, like you would register or like you would title a Honda or a Yamaha or something like that, of course this name wasn't even in the system. And so what I got was this pretty pink piece of paper that goes along with me for an entire year until 1 year is up. And then I have all the paperwork has been completely filed and everything. And then next year I can go ahead and just re-register this as a normal bike. But for the time being, as part of my registration, I have to keep this piece of paper to show that, yeah, like this bike wasn't in the system, but now it's kind of in the system. And in 1 year, it will be recognized in the system. So that's how it was explained to me in my own words. So just a quick review. When you go to title one of these bikes, take a picture of your VIN number. Make sure that you've bought insurance before you go to your notary. Make sure you have your bill of sale and your manufacturer's certificate of origin. After that, your notary will jump through the hoops to make sure that all the titling paperwork is taken care of. And at least in the state of Pennsylvania, you'll get your plate and a temporary registration. So you've gone through all the bureaucracy of getting your bike titled and registered. All you want to do is go putting down the road. And the next thing you realize is that your license plate doesn't fit on the bracket that they made. So this bracket looks like it would actually fit a full-size plate, but it certainly won't fit a motorcycle plate. And also, a little FYI, Pennsylvania doesn't allow you to have a vertical plate. If the letters are written horizontally, then it has to be mounted horizontally. If you do want a vertical plate, then you need to request that the numbers and letters are going vertically. So just a question for some of the motorcycle gurus out there. I'd really appreciate it if somebody would put in the comments, if they actually know, of course you can throw anything in the comments, if you know, please let me know if you have to have these reflectors, because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna mount the motorcycle plate, the license plate, to these bolts. And so I'd actually like to take this bracket off and then just mount the plate on here. For now, I'm just gonna take these bolts out and mount the plate through the bracket and then, of course, onto the fender. But if I can get rid of this little bracket here, I think I would like to do that. And there you go, almost like it was designed to be there. So I guess we'll call this a 28-mile review. So I have absolutely no complaints about the bike. I did adjust the valves when I first put it together. This thing fires up flawlessly every single time. This thing has plenty of power. I don't know, maybe I'll just lie to you. Let's just say I'm 230 pounds, somewhere in that region. This thing has no problem toting me around. And then when you add the 30 pounds of my daughter, I guess that makes us like, I don't know, solid 270. I absolutely love that the bike's a little bit taller. And this thing has great suspension, has everything. I have great forks and everything. I have absolutely no complaints about the bike itself. I'd mentioned in the first video that you do need to adjust some things. And one of those things is the chain, at least on mine. When I started riding the bike, the chain's not real tight, but when I just first started riding the bike, it really was really loose and obviously would cause some damage over time. So I did go ahead and tighten that up a little bit. And so far, just doing a once over of the bike, nothing else has come loose. And the main reason that I bought this bike was for the fuel injection, and I'm absolutely loving the fuel injection. So the bike does say cross country, but I don't know if I'd cross the county with this right now. It is gonna have to earn my trust. This isn't, you know, a bike that's had a reputation like Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, things like that. But I will say the reason that I bought this bike was that people are doing 6,000 mile, 10,000 mile, 15,000 mile reviews, and they haven't had hardly any trouble with these bikes. So I figured, yeah, I'll go ahead and give one of these bikes a try. Regarding customer service, this flywheel cover was scratched up, and I didn't really expect them to send me a whole new cover. They did send me a $30 refund for it, and I'm okay with that because who knows, I might end up laying this thing down and causing more damage. They did send a new turn signal, and they got it out here pretty quick. I think it was within, I don't know, about 6 days of the claim, they went ahead and got the turn signal to me. You can't see it right now, but behind this cover, the brake line was pinched, and it was the actual rubber coating that was actually damaged. The line itself is still intact. So I'm just gonna set this assembly on my comfy chair out here since my workbench is full of garbage. This was set separate from the turn signal. So I don't know who the supplier was, but it doesn't match. And when I reached out to him, I was like, hey, the brake system that you sent me doesn't completely match. They asked me to just kind of accept what I got. And I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I appreciate how fast that they did get the other product out here. And really, I do have a complete assembly. What's nice about what they sent was this whole assembly can just be bolted right onto the bike. So, I mean, I guess for a $2,000 bike, I'll just let it go. So I hope this video helped to navigate how to title one of these bikes. We're so grateful for everyone who supported our channel. Thanks for watching.